Imagine a place where history whispers through crumbling stone. A place where the past isn't just remembered, it's heard. Deep in the heart of Niagara Falls, nestled amongst the quiet farmlands and winding roads, lies a tunnel. It's not grand, it's not famous, like the mighty Horseshoe Falls just a few kilometers away. In fact, most tourists probably drive right past it without a second glance. But this isn't just any tunnel. It's a place steeped in local legend, a chilling tale passed down from generation to generation. A place where, if you dare to enter at the darkest hour, and perhaps light a match, they say you can still hear the echoes of a terrified scream. Welcome everyone to the unsettling story of the Screaming Tunnel, a hidden gem of Canadian folklore, where beauty meets tragedy, and the line between history and haunting blurs. Join us as we dig into the dark secrets of this infamous Niagara landmark. What really happened here? And why do locals still warn visitors about the child's desperate cry? Let's find out. So where exactly is this mysterious tunnel? You'll find it in the city of Niagara Falls, Ontario, but not near the bustling tourist areas. It's located in a more rural part, near Warner Road and a bit off the beaten path. It passes underneath the old Grand Trunk Railway line, which is now owned by Canadian National Railway. It's quite literally a dark passage under active tracks. If you were to drive or walk by today, you might not be too impressed at first glance. It's a relatively short, unassuming stone and concrete structure. It's dark inside, even on a sunny day, with rough-hewn stone walls. The air is cool, often damp, and there's a distinct echo. The tunnel is about 125 feet long. That's roughly 38 meters for our metric friends, and it is surprisingly narrow. You can imagine that walking through it alone, even in broad daylight, feels a little bit isolated. And that isolation, that quiet, is precisely what sets the stage for its dark reputation. The most enduring and widely accepted legend surrounding the Screaming Tunnel goes something like this. Many, many years ago. The exact date varies, but most stories place it in the late 19th or early 20th century. There was a small farm just a short distance from this very tunnel. On this farm lived a young girl, often described as being between 10 and 12 years old. One night, a terrible argument broke out at her family farmhouse. Some versions say it was her father, others a jealous lover, or even a dispute over land. Whatever the cause, the argument escalated violently. In a fit of rage, the farmhouse was set ablaze. Horrified and terrified, the young girl fled the burning building. She ran as fast as her legs could carry her, desperate to escape the inferno and find help. Her path led her straight to this dark, narrow tunnel. She believed it was her only way to get to the main road and safety, but she never made it out. As she ran through the darkness, either consumed by the smoke and heat from the nearby fire, or in some darker versions caught by her pursuer, her life ended in the tunnel. Her final, desperate moments were marked by a blood-curdling scream that echoed off the stone walls. A scream so powerful, so filled with fear and agony, that it was imprinted onto the very fabric of the place. And that, folks, is where the legend truly takes hold. Locals say that if you go into the Screaming Tunnel after midnight, stand in the absolute darkest part, and light a single wooden match, you will hear the girl's scream. Some say the match will instantly blow out, followed by a chilling cry. Others describe a faint wail, a whisper carried on the cold air, or even the feeling of a presence beside you. It's a classic setup for a ghost story, isn't it? A tragic death, a specific ritual, and an immediate supernatural response. Countless teenagers, thrill-seekers, and paranormal investigators have ventured into the tunnel over the decades, eager to test the legend for themselves. And while personal experiences vary wildly, some claim to have heard the scream clearly. Others felt an unexplainable chill, and many heard nothing at all. The story persists. It's a powerful part of Niagara's urban legend landscape. But here's the thing about urban legends. They rarely stand up to intense scrutiny. So, what do we know about the real history of this tunnel? Can we find any evidence to support this heartbreaking tale? Let's rewind a bit. The tunnel itself isn't ancient. It was built around 1912-1913 by the Grand Trunk Railway. This was a massive undertaking, part of the expansion of Canada's vital rail network. Railways were the arteries of the nation, transporting goods and people across vast distances. The tunnel was constructed to allow farmers and local traffic to pass safely under the busy railway lines, connecting Warner Road. Before this tunnel, there might have been a level crossing which was far more dangerous, especially with the increasing speed and frequency of trains. So, the tunnel was a practical, necessary piece of infrastructure. It's an impressive feat of early 20th century engineering, built with sturdy stone masonry and concrete. It's held up remarkably well over the past century, a testament to the craftsmanship of the time. But importantly, its construction date, 1912 to 1913, places a specific time frame on any potential tragedy. If the fire and scream happened, it would have to be after the tunnel was built. This immediately makes some of the long ago versions of the legend a bit shaky. So, if a young girl tragically died in a farmhouse fire just steps from this newly built tunnel, wouldn't there be some official record? Canada, even in the early 1900s, had systems in place for documenting deaths, especially those involving accidents or violence. Researchers and local historians have, for years, scoured old newspaper archives, fire department records, coroner's reports, and census documents for any mention of such an event. They've looked for reports of a farmhouse fire on Warner Road, resulting in a child's death around the time the tunnel was built or shortly after. And what have they found? Absolutely nothing concrete. There is no widely recognized, verifiable historical record of a young girl dying in a fire near the tunnel, or in the tunnel itself, that matches the legend's description. This doesn't mean it absolutely couldn't have happened, but it means there's a significant lack of official corroboration for the central tragedy that fuels the haunting. This is a common challenge when investigating urban legends. The absence of evidence isn't always evidence of absence, but it certainly casts doubt. So, if there's no historical record, why do so many people claim to hear a scream? There are a few very plausible, non-supernatural explanations. First, acoustics. This tunnel is a natural echo chamber. Any sound made inside it, a shout, a whisper, even the crunch of your own footsteps, can be amplified and distorted, creating unusual auditory effects. A sudden gust of wind, or even the subtle rumble of a train passing overhead, which still happens today, could create a sound that, in the dead of night and fueled by expectation, could easily be interpreted as a scream. Our brains are incredibly good at finding patterns, especially when we're expecting them. Second, the power of suggestion. If you go into a dark, isolated tunnel, knowing full well it's called the Screaming Tunnel, and that a legend dictates you should hear a scream, your mind is primed for it. Every creak, every gust of wind, every distant sound can be twisted into the expected cry. This is a well-known psychological phenomenon. Third, temperature and atmospheric conditions. The tunnel is often damp and cool, which can create a naturally eerie environment. Fog or mist can drift through it, adding to the atmosphere. And finally, local pranks and stories. It's entirely possible that over the years, some of the screams heard were simply other people playing pranks, or stories getting exaggerated with each retelling. Legends, after all, are living things. They change and grow over time. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the legend of the Screaming Tunnel persists. And honestly, that's part of its charm, isn't it? It's a reminder that not every story needs scientific proof to capture our imagination. This tunnel represents more than just a ghost story. It's a piece of local culture, a rite of passage for many young Canadians in the Niagara region, and a compelling example of how a simple place can become imbued with deep, often dark meaning. It speaks to our primal fears, the fear of fire, the fear of violence, and the fear of a child lost too soon. It's a place where you can feel a connection to a past that might not be entirely factual, but is undeniably powerful in its storytelling. It encourages you to slow down, step off the main tourist track, and consider the hidden histories and mysteries that lie beneath our feet, even in places we think we know well. So the next time you're in Niagara Falls, past the bright lights and the roar of the cataracts, consider a detour. Drive down Warner Road, find that unassuming passage under the railway tracks. Step inside, and for a moment, let the silence engulf you. And if you're brave enough to light that match, remember the legend. Did a young girl truly meet her tragic end here, her scream forever echoing in the stone? Or is it the power of collective storytelling, of human imagination, that gives this tunnel its chilling voice? Perhaps we'll never know for sure, and maybe that's exactly how the legend is meant to be. What do you think? Have you been to the Screaming Tunnel? Did you hear anything? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into Canadian history and lore, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more untold tales, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, And stay safe out there.